Close your eyes and imagine something. You are sitting in an airplane. You look out the window. Below you is the ground. Very far below. Clouds are around you. The sky is endless. How is this possible? You are inside a machine made of metal. This machine weighs 500 tons. That is the weight of 250 cars parked together in a line. And it is flying in the air right now. It is not falling. It is moving forward smoothly. How does it not fall down? This is the question that confuses many people. This is the question that made scientists confused long ago. Scientists long ago said this was impossible. They did calculations. They checked numbers. They said gravity would pull such a heavy thing down to Earth. They were absolutely sure an aircraft could never stay in the sky. But today, thousands of aircraft fly every single day. They do not fall. They fly safely. Millions of people fly safely every year. So what is the secret? Why doesn't a 500-ton aircraft fall down? How does something so heavy stay in the air? The answer is beautiful and simple. The aircraft does not fall because of the air. Not because of magic. Not because of luck. Because of the air and how it works around the wings. Let me explain this in a way you can understand. When you throw a stone, it falls down. This is gravity. Gravity is always pulling everything toward Earth. A stone falls. An apple falls. Water falls. Everything falls because of gravity. So when you see an aircraft flying, you might think gravity is not working. But gravity is working. Gravity is pulling the aircraft down with a very strong force. A 500-ton pull downward. But the aircraft does not fall. Why? Because something else is pushing it up. Something stronger than gravity. That something is the air. You cannot see the air. You cannot touch it easily. But when you move very fast, you can feel it. If you put your hand out a car window when the car is moving fast, you feel the air pushing against your hand. The faster the car moves, the stronger the push. This is the power of moving air. You can feel it. You can sense it. This force is real. An aircraft moves very, very fast. It moves at 900 kilometers per hour or more. At this incredible speed, the air becomes like a solid thing. The air becomes thick. The air becomes powerful. The air becomes dense. It is no longer thin and invisible. It is almost like water. The air can push the aircraft up with more force than gravity pulls it down. This is the fundamental secret behind flight. But there is something more important than just speed. The shape of the wings is the real secret. The wings of an aircraft are not flat. They are not like a piece of paper or a board. They have a special shape. The top of the wing is curved. The bottom is more flat. This shape is very important. This shape is the reason the aircraft flies. When the aircraft moves forward very fast, the air splits. Some air goes over the top of the wing. Some air goes under the bottom. But something strange happens. The air on top moves faster than the air on the bottom. Much faster. This is because of the curved shape. The curve makes the air move faster on top. Now here is the magic part. When air moves very fast, it creates less pressure. When air moves slowly, it creates more pressure. This is a rule of nature. This rule always works. Fast air makes low pressure. Slow air makes high pressure. So on the top of the wing, the air moves fast. Fast air makes low pressure. On the bottom of the wing, the air moves slowly. Slow air makes high pressure. Now you have low pressure on top and high pressure on bottom. What happens when you have low pressure above and high pressure below? The high pressure pushes up. It pushes up very hard. It pushes the whole aircraft up. This push is very strong. It is stronger than gravity. Gravity pulls down with 500 tons of force. But the air pressure pushes up with even more force. So the aircraft does not fall. The aircraft goes up. The aircraft stays in the air. Think about it like this. Imagine you are underwater and someone pushes you down. But at the same time, many strong people are pushing you up even harder. You do not go down. You go up. The same thing happens to the aircraft. Gravity pulls down. But air pressure pushes up harder. So the aircraft goes up and stays up. But wait. There is more to this story. The low pressure on the top of the wing also helps. Low pressure is like a vacuum. It is like a suction. The low pressure on top of the wing sucks the wing up. At the same time, the high pressure on the bottom pushes the wing up. Two forces working together. Both pushing upward. The wing is trapped between them. The wing is pushed up from below and pulled up from above. This is why the aircraft does not fall. Now you might ask another question. The aircraft is very heavy. The wings must hold this weight. How do the wings hold 500 tons without breaking? This is where the metal becomes important. This is where smart engineering comes into the picture. The metal of the aircraft wings is not like regular metal. Regular metal is hard and stiff and brittle. If you bend regular metal too much, it breaks. Snap. Like a piece of chalk breaking in your hand. Like a stick snapping under pressure. But the metal in aircraft wings is different. It is engineered. It is specially made. It is made of special materials. Aluminum and titanium. These materials are strong. Very strong. But they are also flexible. They can bend without breaking. They are designed for this exact purpose. When an aircraft flies through turbulence and storms, the wings bend. They bend a lot. Sometimes they can bend up to 5 meters. 5 meters is very much. That is about as tall as two grown men standing on top of each other. The wings bend this much in the air. They move up and down. They twist and curve. But the metal does not snap. It does not break. It does not crack. It bends like a green branch bending in the wind. When the wind stops, the branch comes back to its original position. The metal does the same. It bends and comes back. It returns to normal. Every single time. Inside the wings, there are strong beams of metal. These beams are the skeleton of the wing. They are very carefully designed. Every part of the wing is made to hold weight and flex at the same time. The engineers who designed this spent many years thinking about it. They did calculations. They built models. They tested everything. They made sure the metal could handle the weight and the movement. So the aircraft has three things working together to keep it in the air. First is the speed. The aircraft must move very fast. Without speed, there is no air pressure. Without air pressure, the aircraft cannot fly. Speed is the fuel that makes flying possible. Second is the shape of the wings. The wings must have the right curve. The right shape. If the wings were flat, the air would not split the right way. If the wings were the wrong shape, the air would not move at different speeds. If the air does not move at different speeds, there is no difference in pressure. If there is no difference in pressure, there is no lift. So the shape is very important. The curve must be perfect. Third is the metal. The metal must be strong enough to hold the weight. But it must also be flexible enough to bend. If the metal is too stiff, it will break when the wings bend. If the metal is too soft, it will not hold the weight. The balance must be perfect. The engineers found this balance. They found a metal that is both strong and flexible. These three things work together every moment the aircraft is in the air. They work together day after day. Year after year. Thousands of aircraft. Millions of people. All flying safely through the sky. When you sit in an aircraft and look out the window, you are experiencing something amazing. You are riding on the power of moving air. You are using the science of air pressure. You are trusting the strength of special metal. You are flying because of the curve of the wings and the speed of the aircraft. The aircraft does not fight against gravity. It does not defeat gravity. Gravity is still pulling down. But the air is pushing up harder. The air is strong enough. The shape of the wings makes the air work for the aircraft. The speed of the aircraft makes the air powerful. The flexible metal holds everything together. This is why a 500-ton aircraft does not fall. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is science. It is physics. It is engineering. Smart people understood how air works. They understood how pressure works. They understood how metal bends. They used this knowledge to build machines that fly. And now you know the secret too. The next time you are in an airplane, remember this. Remember that the air is holding you up. Remember that the curved wing is creating pressure. Remember that the metal is bending and holding strong. You are not fighting gravity. You are using the laws of nature. You are using the power of moving air. And that is why the aircraft does not fall.